All right, guys. We are now joined here by Sabrina. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we just hop into questions about the experience so far or anything, or we can go right to questions?
Go right to questions.
Okie dokie, cool. Let's go ahead and start with Doug.
Morning, Sab. Good to see you.
Morning.
Last year you had a chance obviously to play on the World Cup and had great success. Did that make it easier for you now in this camp to sort of, you've been through this once and sort of know what to expect a little more from that standpoint?
Yeah, I'd say I just feel less as a rookie than I did last year, just, being here, understanding, what coach wants from us in the system, understanding what it takes to play in a World Cup against the best players in the world. And now coming here for the second time, obviously still being one of the younger players on the team, but understanding what's expected of me and knowing what I had to do to prepare to get here, but also what is needed for me in training camp and how I can continue to get better and learn from being surrounded by the best coaches and the best players in the league.
Thanks, Sab.
Hector?
Hi, it's Hector Lazar from Claro Sports here in Mexico City. We have the rights for the Olympics in Latin America. I want to ask a couple of questions. When you were young, were you dreaming about playing in the Olympics? What could that be? Can you tell us about something about that? And also, everybody knows about your relationship with Kobe. Did you ever talk to him about his experiences in the Olympics and what happened over there? What maybe you can expect in the future and probably in Paris in next summer? Thanks.
Yeah, no, I mean, always growing up, that's, every time the Olympics came on, that was something that I religiously watched, whether it was basketball or all the sports, because it's the best players in the world that are competing for a gold medal. And so I remember just being young and my background was, the Olympic rings and understanding that that's where I wanted to get one day. And now having the opportunity to represent my country is something that I never take for granted. And it's always an honor to be here, put USA across my chest and understand what it takes to compete and want to win.
All right, awesome. We'll move next to Akeem.
Akeem with Beyond the W. Once again, congrats, for on the team, getting on the team, as well as, just best of luck. Absolutely. When you was, rising through the ranks and, starting to get onto more of these, national teams, I imagine it was an adjustment, obviously an adjustment from, playing in college, playing in the W. What would you say has been the best bit of advice that you've received over the years as far as, making that adjustment to playing on USA Basketball?
Yeah, well, thankfully starting with USA at a really young age, going through U16, U17 and on, understanding that your role is different on this team. You're surrounded by some of the best players and you have to figure out a way to stand out and a way to bring, a level of expertise that is needed, from you, depending on game, depending on team, year by year. And so understanding that I've been through that from a really young age and being able to take those experiences and now understand when you get here, you're not needed to score 30 points. You're surrounded by the best players. You should be able to get an easy shot. And so it's really understanding how I can be better for my teammates and understanding that the ultimate goal is to win gold. Everything else, stats, points, doesn't matter. It's just figuring out what your role on that team is and how you can help them win.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Jackie, go ahead.
Hi, Sabrina. Good to see you. First, I wanted to ask you about, you had your second foundation event in Oregon. I just wanted to know what that was like, how it felt, and how it compared to other events you did in Oregon prior to establishing your foundation.
Yeah, it was amazing. Obviously, I've had a couple camps there, but being able to have a foundation event, just allowing, underprivileged kids to be able to come out. There were a lot of kids that haven't been to a camp before, and I've had 3 there already. So understanding that we're able to target a different demographic of people in that region and in that area that haven't had the opportunity to come to a camp to play basketball, to be surrounded by the Oregon women's basketball team who was able to come and stop by and answer any questions that some of the campers had. And so I believe it was super important, and I'm so glad that I was able to have that event there, and understanding that we're touching, a lot of kids who haven't had the opportunity to come to a camp, and hopefully can continue to do a lot more.
And to follow up on that, when it comes to, I guess, growing the game of basketball in Oregon, I just wanted to get your reaction to the unfortunate news about Portland not being awarded an expansion team. I guess from your clinic and the time that you've spent in Oregon throughout your life, why do you think that's a place that would thrive with a WNBA team in market?
Yeah, it's obviously super unfortunate. I was, had my fingers crossed and hoping that Portland would be able to get one. Just understanding the talent that's there. There's so many young players that have been able to watch professional sports there through soccer, and then also just college. College hoops have been crazy there, and understanding what we've built through the last couple years. And there's so many young athletes that are in Portland area that are going to go on to play in college and to play professionally, and to be able to have a team there, understanding the fan base that the city has created would have been amazing. So obviously it's a huge bummer that, they weren't able to kind of figure it out, but understanding that the next city that's going to be able to get it, it's going to be amazing there as well.
Thank you, Sabrina. I appreciate it.
Brian?
Good morning, Sabrina, and good morning, everybody. So my question is, if it hasn't been asked already, how do you think your experience in adjusting to a new role with the Liberty will help in adjusting to the Team USA environment in camp this week?
Yeah, it's just, to be honest, it's just figuring out what is needed of me, and understanding that whatever that role is, big or little, it's a huge part of the team's success. And so embracing that role and taking on the challenge of whatever it's going to present, but understanding that I'm here for a reason, and really taking that and running with it, and being the best that I possibly can every single day in practice, pushing my teammates to be better, but also understanding as a younger player on this team, I just want to learn, be a sponge. Everything the coaches have been able to instill in us, from offense, defense, I'm just wanting to learn and be able to bring that to the games and to my teammates.
Thanks. And just one quick follow-up as well too. This year with the championship run, you got a lot of experience in high pressure, high stakes games. How do you think that experience, especially compared to last season in the World Cup in Sydney, will help your game get better in this campaign in 2024?
Yeah, I mean, understanding that I finally am able to have those experiences under my belt are just going to set me up for the future when I have to go through those situations again. And, obviously through college, it's not the same. It's not the same as playing in a finals, in a semifinals, in a World Cup. And so being able to continue to just grind through and go through the process of having those experiences and playing on the highest level is just going to set me up for what's to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Erica?
Thank you. Hey, Sabrina, I wanted to ask you a little bit about what the rest and recovery has been like for you since the end of the WNBA finals and getting ready for the exhibitions and camp with USA Basketball. I know you told us you were dealing with a little bit of a hip injury.
Yeah, I hadn't really been able to take too much time off, took a couple days. But kind of got back into training to just make sure that I'm in the best shape possible coming into this camp. And so obviously understanding that after these couple exhibition games that we've been able to play, I'll be able to take a little bit of time off after, but honestly been happy not taking too much time off. I don't feel like I've really missed a beat in just being able to stay in shape and in game rhythm. And so it's been really nice. The transition hasn't been super difficult, and knowing that there's a whole off season that I could take a little time off to rest and recharge and get back into training.
Thank you for that. Safe to say though that you're feeling better than you did during the finals?
Oh yes, I feel great now.
Thanks, and good to hear.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we'll go to Megan to wrap up, and then let's have go.
Yeah, hey Sabrina, Megan Hall with For the Win in USA Today. Wanted to ask you, obviously we saw your competitive nature and competitive spirit in the finals, but as you're approaching USA Basketball, is there anyone else on the team that is a fellow competitor that you kind of draw from or want to learn from? You kind of hinted at that a little bit earlier about want to just soak up things around you?
I mean, everyone I would say is, or they wouldn't be here. But, you know, I'd say just Diana, being able to have looked up to her as a young girl aspiring to play in the WNBA and be on an Olympic team. And she was kind of that role model for me, and now being able to share the floor with her and just watch how she does things, how she leads, how she plays with so much passion is something that I don't take for granted in these opportunities, because we're so used to playing against one another. But when we get the opportunity to all come together on one team and accomplish one goal, it's been really nice to get to know a lot of the individuals here on a more personal level.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. See
All
you
right,
guys.
We'll be back here in a few with Kalia. Thank you.